One of the things that Excel's really great at doing is manipulating large amounts of data. A lot of times we use it for some type of database storage. And then we want to get in there and find information that's useful to us. So for example, we have this shipping spreadsheet, and right now all the information is in order by which column?
Oh gosh, it looks like it's by date here.
Right, it's been sorted by the date. Maybe we need to sort it a different way, maybe by last name and then by first name and so forth. So we want to use some of our database features.
Okay.
The best way to do this is to go up to our ribbon and choose the Data tab. And then you'll notice there's a Sort and Filter section grouping in the middle of the Data tab. Now, in order to use these features, your active cell needs to be somewhere within the data.
Okay.
You do not want to highlight a range of cells unless you highlight all of the data. So it's
Okay.
best just to click on one cell.
All right.
And the reason is, if you were to highlight a range of cells, it would only perform that feature on that range and you could corrupt your data.
Okay, we don't want to
Okay?
do that.
So either click on one cell in the data or highlight the whole range.
Okay.
So we've just clicked on one cell within this database. And you'll notice that we have in there sort options. A to Z, which is an ascending sort, or Z to A, which is a descending sort. So I've noticed you've clicked in the last name column. It will automatically, if we choose one of those buttons, sort that column.
Okay.
But the data stays together. So everything that's on row 3, no matter where that row ends up in the sort, will stay with that information.
Okay.
Okay? So let's just sort A to Z. Okay, so now we see everybody by their last name. But if you'll notice, look at the Andersons. There's several people with the last name Anderson, and we've got Roger and Susan and John and all this stuff going on. It'd be nice if we could sort by last name and then by first name so that everybody's first name's in alphabetical order within the Anderson group, right?
That would be good.
So what we want to do here is what we consider an advanced sort.
Okay.
So if you come back up to your data ribbon, or your data tab on the ribbon, so you click on the button that says sort.
Okay.
And we get this dialog box that pops up, and we can tell it what we want to sort by. Now it already knows we sorted by last name, so we can leave that there,
Okay.
sorting A to Z. Notice that there are buttons up top, and we can add a level. So we click on that, and this time we want to sort by
First name.
first name. Notice the sort on values. Let's just see what's in here. Click on the drop down next to that so you're familiar. You can sort by a cell color, by a font color, or a cell icon.
Okay.
So we'll just stay with values right now. And then A to Z, if you click on the drop down there, you have the Z to A, or you can create some kind of custom list to sort by.
Okay.
But we're just going to stay with A to Z. So what's going to happen is, for example, in the Andersons, I think John's probably alphabetically the first one. So John will show up, and then the rest would come up in alphabetical order.
All
But the
right.
Andersons land in the last name alphabetical order, and then we sort by the first name.
Okay.
So let's click OK. And there you have it. So the Andersons fall in the last name column where Anderson does, but now the ones are within that area are sorted by their first name too.
That makes them a lot easier to find if I have a large list
Right.
of them. Same with the blacks here, that
Right.
we've got quite a few of those, and if I need to look up something for them, that makes it a lot easier.
Exactly. You think about anytime you're looking up information in a phone book or something along those lines, this is how it's done, sorting by the last name and then sorting by the first name.
Now, do they have to be next to each other in
No.
order for me to sort them on a multiple level?
No, they don't. In fact, let's do this. Let's go back to that sort button up on your data tab. And let's change it. Let's sort by date first. So go up there to the first one instead of last name. Let's sort by date.
All right.
And let's say we want to sort that newest to oldest. So we want to see the most recent.
All right.
And then let's sort by last name. And just keep it A to Z. Notice these are not two columns next to each other. We click OK. And there you have it, the most recent ones. And then they're sorted by their last name.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so when it comes to sorting, there's a lot of different ways we can sort. And one of the things that's really useful here is maybe you're trying to see what's shipping from certain places or what's shipping to other places. So I could sort by the ship from location. I could sort by the quantities purchased. There's a lot of different ways I can sort. The other thing I can do is I can filter my data.
Now, what's the difference between sorting and filtering?
Filtering actually lets me pull data out. So if I only wanted to see everything shipped from Rockingham, then I could tell Excel to only show me the records that are shipped from Rockingham.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try that. First of all, we're going to go back to our Data tab. And we're back in that Sort and Filter section. You see the funnel? That's our filter feature. So if you click on that, what do you see happening?
A bunch of little arrows showed up.
Okay, we got drop-down arrows. And if you click on those drop-downs, let's click on the drop-down from Ship From. Notice we have the sort options here.
Oh, yeah.
And we have filter options. Notice down below, everything that's in this column is listed. Now, a neat little feature to know, if you ever have a spreadsheet that has more than 10,000 individually different items in a column, then it's going to tell you not everything's visible because this sort list or filter list only shows you the first 10,000.
That's all? Only 10,000?
Only 10,000, yeah, I know.
What's wrong with
So
those
for
people?
those of you with large amounts of data and over 10,000 possible options within a column, it's going to only show you that first 10,000, but it'll give you a message telling you that too.
Okay.
But notice Select All is on. Let's click that off.
All right.
And then you can go in here and you can pick, maybe we want to see Charlotte, and let's scroll down and get Rockingham.
All right. Rockingham.
And we click OK. And notice all we see are Charlotte and Rockingham if you scroll through.
Now, did I lose the other things?
No, it feels like it, doesn't it? Go over and look at your row headings, your 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on here?
Well, they're blue, and they're also not sequential.
They're not sequential. When have we seen a gap in the row numbering? Do you remember?
If something's hidden? Ah.
Basically, it goes through and it hides the rows that do not fit our filter.
Okay.
So they're still there. What else do you know that's different here?
Let's see. Oh, well, this little arrow has gone, it's a little bit smaller. It's not gone away, but it's gotten a little smaller. But I also have that filter icon on there.
What do you suppose that's telling you?
That this is the column that I have filtered on.
Right. Now let's say we're still interested in Charlotte and Rockingham, but we want to see the ones that were only shipped to Los Angeles.
Okay.
So what would you do here?
So if I can do a double filter, I guess, then I would go in here and hit the down arrow, uncheck, select all, and just get Los Angeles.
Right.
Wow, that shortened the list up.
It really did shorten the list up a good bit. Notice you have the two filters.
Okay. Yeah.
Now let's say we want everything shipped to Los Angeles from anywhere.
Okay.
How would you get the filter turned off in your ship from column?
Well, if I choose this ship from filter icon, I would go back and choose select all.
You could do that, or if you'll notice up above, it says clear filter from ship from. Either way, you can do it, but notice now what we have is anything that's shipped to Los Angeles, and we're no longer filtering on column D at all. Notice the funnel is gone from the drop-down arrow.
Right, okay.
That funnel's a nice thing to have, because if you use a file and you leave it filtered and close it, the next day when you come back, one, your row headings are in blue, and you have the funnel telling you, hey, this column's been filtered.
Right, so those are two good indicators that there's a filter been applied.
Right, right. Now notice up in your Data tab in the Sort and Filter group, there is a clear option there.
Oh,
if you
yes.
click on it, notice everything comes back. We still have our drop-down arrows. A lot of people turn filter on and never turn it off again.
Okay.
So they always keep those drop-down arrows available. A lot of the data table styles have the filter button automatically added too.
Oh, okay.
So that's your filtering in a nutshell. Let's look at one other type of filter. If I go over, let's look in our total column. Maybe I'm looking for sales in a certain amount, a quantity.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on that drop down, and I'm going to come down and point to number filters.
All right. Ooh.
And look at all these options. I could say I only want to find it if it equals to something or if it's greater than something. I can even do the top 10, so it'll find the highest 10. Let's choose
I
that
like
one.
that one.
So notice it says top 10 items. I could say the top 5. I could change that here, and I could go by percent or items. Let's just go by items.
Okay.
And there's my top 10.
Oh. So there's 10 items here that are the top 10 numbers, the
The
highest
top
numbers.
values that we've sold, right. So let's go back into your filter button there. And instead of top 10, go back to your number filters. And instead of that, let's do a between.
Okay.
Now, do you suppose if we do a between right now, we're going to get everything back?
Probably not.
Right, we probably want to clear our filter. So let's cancel here.
Okay.
And let's do clear first.
All right.
Now we'll go back and do between. All right.
There we
And
go.
let's say we're looking for numbers greater than or equal to 1,000 and less than or equal to 1,500. Maybe we have a special shipping rate on that price range.
All right.
And there we have them.
And that's everything that meets that criteria.
That's everything that meets that criteria.
That's a great function.
Yeah, I love the filtering. I love the sorting options. There's a lot you can pull from your data this way. So if you go back and you click on your filter, how are you going to get everything back?
Clear it.
Clear it, right. So there's a lot of different mathematical operations you can do. You can even use the date column and use those mathematical operations to find numbers that are past a certain date or between a certain date range and so forth.
Okay.
Okay?